Hi, my name is Ian Porquia. I am the president of the BPO Industry Employees Network of the Philippines, or BIEN Philippines. First of all, mabuhay to all the delegates of the Global Conference of Call Center Workers across the globe who are right now in Orlando, Florida. And it's a shame that BIEN Philippines is unable to send a delegate to this momentous event. But nonetheless, we are very much happy because we are able to present our organization to each and every one of you, introducing to you guys what is BIEN Philippines. Now, let me tell you more about BIEN Philippines. The BPO Industry Employees Network, our voice is our strength, let it be heard. It is a group of different call center workers or BPO workers coming from different call center companies, and we are an independent network of employees by the employees and for the employees of the BPO industry in the Philippines. We aim to promote BPO employees' rights and welfare, and of course to highlight what are the benefits that should be given to all the workers. Our organization started over cups of coffee between friends who work in some of the biggest call center companies in Metro Manila. A small group founded BIEN on November 2011, and since then, BIEN worked for expansion and launched drives and activities that would bring to concerned institutions and authorities the work-related issues and concerns faced by BPO employees. Now, one of the things that we do is of course to organize workers in the BPO industry. Right now, we are happy to say that BIEN has a solid 200 members across Metro Manila, and with this 200 members, we already have 6 active chapters here in Metro Manila and also one in Baguio City. Now, aside from these 200 solid members, active members, we also have more than at least 2,000 active members who are also online members in Facebook and Twitter. You can find us on Facebook. It's at facebook.com/Bien Pilipinas, or you can follow us at Bien Pilipinas in Twitter. Also, you can check our website. It's at www.bienphilippines.com, where you can see all of our campaigns and all of the activities that we have done so far. And just to highlight a few, BIEN Philippines is active in promoting in the passage of the Magna Carta for call center workers. Now, this has stemmed from the BPO labor standards, where majority of the concerns that we have right now is the benefits and the rights that BPO workers should get. Among them, of course, is job security, the tenure that we should have. At the same time, the issue on occupational health and safety. We also have issues on contractualization and the benefits that we should get from the government. Now, having said that, one of the major concerns that BPO workers face is in fact job security. It's a given knowledge that even though you are a regular employee in a BPO company, anytime, any day, a company can terminate you just because you failed to meet one metric or one goal. In the BPO industry, it's a sad story when job security is being compromised when you fail to meet at least the attendance metric, the average handle time, or even the CSAT evaluations that we get from our customers. Not meeting those goals is detrimental to our employment status. And we don't want that to happen. We want to make sure and we want to protect our employment status by highlighting that the government should impose a policy on job security for BPO workers. Now, aside from the BPO labor standards that we have pushed for many years, the BIEN Philippines has been popular in Philippine media for the past few months because we highlighted the issue, or we were in the front lines when the corruption issue against the Aquino administration. We were the first ones to call for a tax holiday. It was an issue where 10 billion pesos of taxes that we pay to the government is being corrupted by high-ranking officials. Now, once we found out about that issue, BIEN Philippines issued a statement immediately after the expose, telling that if government can afford to provide 10-year, 5-year tax holidays to BPO companies and multinational, transnational companies, Why can't they give even at least a month or 2 months or even 3 months of tax incentives for regular workers, especially in the BPO industry? We worked hard day and night for our taxes. That's why we find it very personal to fight for this tax holiday. Now, aside from the tax holiday that we campaigned, one of the pressing issues that we also pushed for is policies concerning the relationship between the BPO company and the workers. If you remember, a few months ago, the Philippines was struck by Typhoon Yolanda. It is one. It is considered as the deadliest typhoon that uh, that happened to be in the Philippines, and it's common knowledge. It's undeniable that there are BPO workers which are also affected by the typhoon, and it's a sad story that BPO workers are not exempted from reporting or requiring to report to work despite of the devastation. Now, we called for the government to intervene, to call for suspension of work, but BPO companies denied or even ignored the demand for us to be with our families in times of the calamities. In fact, despite of that, Bien Philippines was able to manage to raise some relief operations together with our partner NGOs and other relief organizations, and we are happy to say that we are able to help at least 2,000 families in Eastern Visayas. Having said that, you may notice that even just for 2 years, Bien Philippines has many to tell and many activities, many campaigns to offer. And despite of this successes that we had, Bien Philippines is still facing a lot of challenges right now. One of which is, of course, the the open secret that you are not allowed to organize or even form unions inside a BPO company. That's why we, Bien Philippines, is happy to say that our struggle led to the formation or led to the recognition of the Department of Labor and Employment by the government that we are recognized as a legitimate labor association in the BPO industry. And of course, it is our ambition for Bien to become someday a union inside the BPO industry. That is why we are here in front of the many workers of different call centers across the globe. We are asking for your help. Help us to form unions in the Philippines, in the industry, in our industry. The BPO industry is touted as the sunshine industry in the Philippines. We generated $13 billion in terms of revenue to the economy. In fact, we are second in terms of labor force to India in terms of non-voice, but in terms of voice campaign, we are leading as of the moment based on the Thorn survey, an international organization that surveyed these BPO companies. So it is important for us workers here in the Philippines, BPO workers, to formalize our union so that we can collectively fight for our rights, we can collectively demand for the benefits that we should be getting from the government and from the BPO companies. We would want to secure our jobs. We would want to increase the wages of BPO workers from a meager $150 each month to at least the standard rate that is with our counterparts in the United States or even in the United Kingdom. And part of which is, of course, can only be achieved if our efforts as an industry or as a group of workers is recognized by these companies. And one way for us to formalize a union or organize a union is if we can get your support, if we can get your help that by sharing your experiences on how to organize unions in an industry that is relatively new to an economy that is import dependent and export dependent. Right now, Bien Philippines is, of course, in the path to forming a union. Hopefully, in the few weeks to come, by next week, we are going to organize another chapter in Cebu City. That is the second biggest city in the Philippines and one of the BPO hubs here in the country. Hopefully, in the few months to come, we can organize another chapter in Mindanao, which is in Davao, and of course in other cities like Iloilo, Bacolod, and other cities where BPO companies are located. Right now, we are looking forward that with your help, we can solidify the workers in the global call center industry so that we can share whatever experiences that we have in the United States. We can share it here in the Philippines. At the same time, what experience that we have here in the Philippines will be shared as well there in our counterparts in the United States. And having said that, it is our privilege and our honor to be one with the global center with the global conference of call center workers that someday all the workers of the world will be united. Mabuhay and thank you.